Dennis Peacock, and it's another edition of the Transforum, the Democrats' Moment of Truth. You know, you might think that the healthcare issues is all about the healthcare issues or all about debt, but I think it's a moment of truth about something even bigger than all those other things, as important as they are. You know, good leaders envision people, and the Democrats now have an opportunity to show us whether or not they want to envision people or force an agenda upon the American people. Democracy is driven by the concept that the people rule, that nobody should be ruled that is not under that government, that doesn't have to live out the consequences of those choices. Democracy is based on the idea that an enlightened citizenry will choose the things that they want, and if they make the wrong choices, they'll pay for it and self-correct. Fascism or communism, any other form of authoritarian government, is based on the assumption that the leaders know best and they force their will on the people. You know, the word fascism is thrown around a lot, and quite frankly, from a political science point of view, most people who use that word obviously have no idea what fascism means. Fascism is an authoritarian form of government that operates in a mixed economy, whereas communism is an authoritarian form of government where the government owns most things, certainly the means of production. The United States could not be a communist nation, but it certainly could become a fascist nation from either the right or the left, because fascism doesn't mean right and communism doesn't mean left. They're both two forms of socialism and authoritarianism. And now we have a chance to see what the real vision of the Democratic Party is and what they're going to do. Good leaders envision the citizens. They don't force choices on them. Now, since the election, the incredible and I think historic election of President Obama, the incredible and I would say wonderful thing that we've moved in a little over 100 years from slavery to an African-American president. No small thing. But things have changed since the election. The healthcare issue has changed a lot. The American people are worried now for the first time on this level about debt levels. And they don't want a healthcare program that is going to distance that healthcare from them or create more debt, or at least that's their perception. Now, the Democratic Party, which seemingly could do whatever it wanted to do in January, is facing a much different situation now this fall. Is the leadership going to force its will on the American people? Is Congress going to vote the will of Congress or the will of the people? You know, we need to raise the bar from political rhetoric into talking about principles and values, not just the common thing that appears to make points and makes the other party look bad. What do you think is going to happen? Are we going to see a government that is forcing its will on the people, or is the will of the people going to take place and those that are governing respond to it? You know, this is the Transforum. What is our strategic vision? What do we think should happen? Click below to find out. This is the Transforum, folks. Let's engage.